Most men are deaf to the language of the female arousal. They wait for a verbal invitation that will never come. A woman's social programming is designed to conceal her desire, to maintain the mask of the good girl and protect her reputation. But her biology is a traitor. It screams what her mouth refuses to whisper. If you are waiting for her to say she wants you, you are already losing to the man who can read the involuntary spasms of her nervous system. There are 7 specific behaviors, evolutionary glitches, that occur only when a woman is in a state of high sexual receptivity. These are not signs of friendliness. They are the body preparing for mating. Once you learn to recognize the 3rd signal, you will understand why you have missed opportunities with women who were silently begging for you to escalate. We are going to strip away the social politeness and look directly at the animal mechanics of desire. Item 1. The tactile transfer. Watch her hands. Not when she is gesturing, but when she is listening to you. In a neutral state, a woman's hands are composed. They are tools for holding, carrying, or resting. But when the chemical cocktail of arousal, dopamine, oxytocin, and norepinephrine hits her bloodstream, her hands become restless. They seek sensation. She cannot touch you yet. Social calibration prevents her from grabbing you. So her brain performs a displacement activity. She transfers the desire to touch you onto the objects in her immediate vicinity. You will see her stroking the stem of her wine glass, not holding it, stroking it, up and down. You will see her tracing the rim of her coffee cup with a single finger, circling it repeatedly. You will see her playing with a necklace, running the chain through her fingers, or twisting a ring. This is not fidgeting. Fidgeting is jerky. It is the energy of anxiety. This is rhythmic. It is the energy of anticipation. Psychologically, she is unconsciously simulating the touch she wants to experience. She is sensitizing her nerve endings. The object is a proxy for your skin. If you see her running her hands over the texture of her own jeans or smoothing the tablecloth with a slow, deliberate motion, while looking at you, she is trying to discharge sexual voltage. Most men ignore this. They think she is just bored. They think she's just playing with her jewelry. They miss the signal because they are listening to her words about her job or her friends. Stop listening. Look at the rhythm of her fingers. If the rhythm is slow, repetitive, and soft, she is in a state of sensory heightening. She is imagining texture. And if she is imagining texture while looking at you, she is wondering what you feel like. Do not comment on it. Do not say, "Why are you playing with that glass?" That breaks the spell. That forces her conscious mind to take control of her subconscious impulse. Instead, watch it. Let your eyes drop to her hands, then back to her eyes. Let her see that you see. That shared awareness amplifies the tension. You're acknowledging the current without tripping the circuit breaker. Item 2. The vascular flush, the biological rouge. This is the only signal on this list that she physically cannot stop, even if she wants to. You can control your hands, you can control your voice, you cannot control your blood. When a woman becomes aroused, her autonomic nervous system triggers vasodilation. The blood vessels expand to prepare the body for intimacy. Oxygenated blood rushes to the surface of the skin, particularly in areas with high concentrations of nerve endings: the chest, the neck, the ears, and the lips. This is why lipstick exists. It is a cosmetic attempt to mimic the biological signal of a woman who is ready to mate. But paint cannot replicate the real thing. Look at her chest, right above the neckline of her dress. If you see a subtle pink or reddish tint spreading across her skin known as the sex flush, it is game over. She is not just interested, she is physiologically compromised. Look at her lips. As blood fills the capillaries, her lips will become slightly fuller, redder, and more sensitive. You might see her licking her lips or biting them. Men mistake this for a movie cliché, but the evolutionary reason is practical. Her lips feel dry and hot because their surface temperature has actually risen. She licks them to cool them down and to lubricate them. She is unconsciously drawing attention to her mouth. She is preparing the equipment. If you are sitting across from a woman and she suddenly looks healthier, more vibrant, or flushed, and the room isn't hot, you're witnessing the body's green light. The mistake men make here is asking, "Are you hot?" or "You look red." This forces her to become self-conscious. It frames her arousal as a medical symptom or a flaw. Never verbalize the biology, utilize it. If you see the flush, you know her defenses are down. Her logic is being drowned out by her blood flow. This is the moment to drop your voice. This is the moment to move from social topics to personal ones. The blood is the signal that the gate is open. Do not knock, just walk through. Item 3. The exposure of the vital jugular. In the animal kingdom, exposing the neck is the ultimate sign of surrender. It is the most vulnerable part of the anatomy. The jugular vein and the carotid artery are right there. To expose the throat to a predator is suicide. To expose the throat to a mate is trust. And when a woman is defensive or indifferent, her chin is level or tucked. Her shoulders are slightly raised. She is in shell mode, protecting her vitals. But when arousal kicks in, the muscles in the neck relax. The head tilts to the side. The hair is swept back. If she creates a clear visual line from her ear down to her shoulder, exposing the smooth skin of her neck to your gaze, she is submitting. She is subconsciously saying, I trust you not to kill me. I want you to claim me. Dr. David Givens, an anthropologist, calls this the canting of the head. It reduces her height relative to yours. It mimics the behavior of a child or a smaller animal seeking protection, triggering your masculine instinct to dominate and protect simultaneously. But there is a sexual layer to this. By exposing the neck, she is releasing pheromones. She is opening the pathway for your scent to reach her, and for her scent to reach you. Watch for the hair sweep. If she reaches up and lifts her hair off her neck, holding it there for a second while looking at you, she is flashing the target. She is showing you exactly where she wants to be touched. This is often accompanied by the wrist display. The inside of the wrist is another area of high vulnerability and high pulse visibility. Women who smoke will often hold the cigarette with the wrist turned outward toward the man. Women who gesture will turn their palms up and wrists out. It is an invitation. Here is my softest skin. Come closer. If you see the neck exposed, do not just stare at her eyes. Let your gaze travel down to her throat. Linger there. Let her feel your eyes touching the skin she just exposed. She exposed it for a reason. Validate the signal. When you look at her neck, her heart rate will spike. She will feel the phantom touch. This is how you touch a woman without laying a finger on her. You use the map she gives you. Item 4. The Pupillary Abyss, the bedroom eyes. We have all heard of bedroom eyes, but few understand the mechanics. It is not just a sleepy look, it is a specific physiological state called heavy-liddedness, combined with extreme pupil dilation. When a woman looks at something she desires, her brain screams, more data. It wants to take in as much light as possible to process the visual information of a potential mate. Her pupils dilate, expanding to swallow the iris. Her eyes will look darker, almost black, regardless of their natural color. This makes her look softer, more inviting. It is the doe-eyed look. Simultaneously, the relaxation of the facial muscles, caused by the parasympathetic nervous system taking over, causes her eyelids to droop slightly. She isn't tired. She is drunk on chemistry. This combination, large pupils, lowered lids, is the universal face of ecstasy. It looks exactly like the face a woman makes right before she reaches a climax. If she is looking at you across a table and her eyes look heavy, like she is struggling to keep them fully open, she is in a trance state. She is hypnotized by the interaction. Here's the test. It's called the light check. If you are in a brightly lit room and her pupils are still large, that is pure attraction. Biology dictates that pupils should shrink in light. If they defy the light, it is because her desire is stronger than the environment. But be warned, the abyss is dangerous. If you look into dilated pupils, your own pupils will dilate in response. It is a feedback loop. This is why prolonged eye contact leads to love or obsession. You are syncing nervous systems. If you see the abyss, do not break eye contact. Do not look around the room. Lock in. This is the moment where silence becomes heavy. She is taking you in. Let her. If she blinks rapidly, she's breaking the trance because it is too intense. If she blinks slowly, like a cat, she's comfortable in the trance. Slow blinking is a sign of immense trust and affection. Item 5. The Pelvic Echo, gravitational alignment. Most men look at a woman's face to gauge interest. The face is a liar. The face is trained to smile at jokes that aren't funny and look attentive when she's bored. The truth lives in the hips. The pelvis is the center of gravity and the center of sexuality. In a social setting, we are taught to face people politely, but the pelvic echo is different. It is when her hips lock onto yours like a radar dish. Even if she is turning her head to talk to a waiter or leaning back to laugh at a friend's comment, watch her lower body. If her hips remain squared off directly toward you, you are the anchor. But the horny signal goes further. It involves the open configuration. When a woman is guarded, she crosses her legs away from you. She puts a barrier, a knee, a purse, between her center and yours. When she's aroused, the body wants to remove barriers. She will uncross her legs. She will sit with her legs slightly parted or crossed, but pointed directly at you. This is biologically exposing the most sensitive part of her body to you. It is a deeply primitive signal of availability. If she is standing, look for the unileg stand. She puts all her weight on one leg, popping the hip out, and the other leg is loose, perhaps playing with her shoe or tracing the floor. This breaks her balance. A person who breaks their balance is not ready to fight or flee. They are ready to stay. It is a submissive, relaxed posture that highlights the curve of the waist to the hip. It is a display of fertility structure. If you are sitting next to her, pay attention to the thigh graze. If her leg touches yours, does she pull back instantly with a sorry, or does she leave it there? A woman who is sexually activated craves the heat transfer. She will leave her leg pressing against yours. It might seem accidental. It is not. She is measuring your temperature. She is establishing a physical circuit. If you pull away, you reject her. If you press back, just slightly, you confirm the circuit. Do not be aggressive. Be a wall. Let her press against you. Let her realize that you are the solid object she can lean on. Item 6. The acoustic drop, the vocal fry. Sound is vibration, and when a woman is in a state of desire, the vibration of her existence slows down. Listen to her voice. In a platonic, friendly interaction, a woman's voice is often projected from the head. It is higher pitched, faster, and modulated for social appeasement. It is the voice she uses with her boss or her friends. It is safe. But when arousal sets in, the vocal cords relax due to the same parasympathetic response that lowers her eyelids. Her breathing deepens, moving from her chest to her diaphragm. The result is a drop in register. Her voice becomes lower, huskier, and slower. You will hear the vocal fry, that creaky, low rumbling sound at the end of her sentences. This is not an affectation. It is biological. High-pitched sounds travel far but signal alarm or superficiality. Low-frequency sounds travel short distances and signal intimacy and dominance. By lowering her voice, she is subconsciously forcing you to lean in. She is shrinking the acoustic space between you. She is creating a private room in a crowded bar. She will also start to match your tempo. If you speak slowly, which you should, she will slow down to sync with you. This is limbic resonance. Her nervous system is tuning itself to yours. If she is whispering, even when it's quiet enough to speak normally, she is sexualizing the communication. Whispering is a technique to bypass the logical brain and speak directly to the ear's sensitive nerves. It is intimate. It mimics the proximity of pillow talk. Pay attention to the silence. A friendly woman fills the silence because silence is awkward. An aroused woman uses the silence. She will stop talking, breathe out slowly, and just look at you. She's letting the tension build. She's not afraid of the pause because the pause is where the feeling lives. If her laugh changes from a sharp ha-ha to a low, breathy chuckle that comes from her throat, the dynamic has shifted. She's no longer being polite. She's being receptive. Item 7. The predatory scan, the devouring. This is the most dangerous signal. It is the one that reveals the true nature of female desire, which is not passive but predatory. Society tells us men are the hunters. But when a woman is truly turned on, she becomes a consumer. She is evaluating you as a resource. The social gaze looks at your eyes and face. It is respectful. The predatory scan breaks the social contract. She will look at your mouth while you're speaking. Not a quick glance, but a fixation. She is watching your lips move. She is imagining those lips on her. This is the triangle of desire mentioned in the psychology texts. But in practice, it is more aggressive. But the real tell is when she thinks you aren't looking. If you get up to leave the table or if you turn to look at something else, she will scan your body. She will look at your hands, your shoulders, your forearms. She is checking for physical competence. She is assessing your strength. If you catch her looking at your hands, and she quickly looks away, the fractured gaze, you have her. She was fantasizing. She was wondering what those hands could do. There is a specific variation of this called the undressing. She looks you up and down, from eyes to shoes, and back up. It is a slow, sweeping motion. It is an appraisal. A woman only does this if she is considering the logistics of getting you out of those clothes. Most men feel uncomfortable under this gaze. They feel objectified. They giggle or look away. Do not look away. If you catch her scanning you, hold her gaze when she returns to your eyes. Do not smile. Just look at her with a knowing expression. Let her know that you know she was checking the merchandise. This creates a spike of dopamine in her brain. It validates her desire without you having to say a word. It turns the tables. You are no longer the suitor trying to impress her. You are the prize she's trying to acquire. You now possess the 7 keys: the tactile transfer, the vascular flush, the vital jugular, the pupillary abyss, the pelvic echo, the acoustic drop, and the predatory scan. Separately, these can be coincidences. A room can be hot. A necklace can just be fidgeted with. But when you see 3 or more of these signals cluster together, coincidences dissolve. You are looking at raw, unfiltered biological imperative. Why does this matter? Why do we analyze this? Because the man who sees the signs stops guessing. And the man who stops guessing stops chasing. When you know she is aroused, you do not need to try to get her. You do not need to use pickup lines. You do not need to buy her another drink to keep her attention. You already have it. The anxiety of, does she like me, vanishes. It is replaced by the calm certainty of she is ready. And this certainty changes your behavior. You slow down. You become darker. You become quieter. You stop seeking validation because you have already received the highest form of validation nature can offer, her involuntary physiological response. Most men or boys, they ask, can I kiss you? They ask, do you want to go home? They need verbal permission because they are blind to the physical permission she has been screaming at them for the last hour. The man who sees the signs does not ask. He leads. He sees the exposed neck and he moves closer. He sees the dilated pupils and he holds the gaze. He sees the tactile transfer and he touches her hand. He acts on the information. She wants you to see it. She cannot say it. Society forbids her from being easy. But she is begging you to read the code. She is begging for a man who is perceptive enough to understand her silence. When you act on these signs without asking, you prove to her that you understand her. You prove that you are socially intelligent, observant, and dominant. You prove that you are safe because you are attuned to her reality. You become the witness. You're the only one in the room who sees her true self, the animal beneath the makeup. And that is an addictive feeling for a woman. To be seen, truly seen, is the ultimate aphrodisiac. But there is a trap. Knowing how to read the signs is only half the battle. It makes you an observer. It makes you a reader of the map. But a map is useless if you do not know how to influence the terrain. Seeing the flush is power. But causing the flush? That is mastery. The signals I showed you today are reactions. They are what happens when she is already there. But how do you get her there? How do you take a woman who is neutral, cold, or indifferent and trigger the vasodilation? How do you force the pupils to dilate? How do you command the nervous system to drop the voice and expose the neck? You have learned to read the fire. Now you must learn how to hold the match. There is a specific psychological sequence, a way of speaking, a way of holding space, a way of withdrawing attention that bypasses her logic and hits the on switch in her biology. It is not about being nice. It is not about being mean. It is about being a biological disruptor. You have the vision, but do you have the trigger? The difference between the man who watches the storm and the man who summons it is the difference between luck and power. If you are ready to stop waiting for signs and start creating them, if you are ready to leave the realm of the blind and join the few who see the matrix of human desire, then align yourself with this channel. We do not teach you how to be a nice guy. We do not teach you how to get lucky. We excavate the forbidden mechanics of the human psyche. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, and leave a comment below with this phrase, "I see the blood." Let me know that you are watching. Let me know that you're no longer deaf to the silent screams of desire. I'll see you in the shadows.